Back on TYT Sports to discuss, finally, for you, the commenters, who nonstop hound us on the channel, to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. Here you go. Here is your clip. It is gift-wrapped and being handed to you. Not only am I going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, but I have made Andre Snellings join me to also talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. Andre technically is geographically closer to the Milwaukee Bucks than I am. Much less than I'm about 2,000 miles from the Bucks, I believe. Andre is kind of next door. It's his neighbor, in a way. But we're going to talk.
I'm like Sarah Palin. I can look out my front door and see Milwaukee.
Like Sarah Palin, I can see Milwaukee from my house. I can see Alaska. I can see Russia from my house. It's it makes sense. Election references from 8 years ago. What year am I living in? All right, so the Bucks have, of course, one of the most interesting position change players in a long time. The 6'11" Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, is going to start at point guard, which he started doing towards the end of last season, and made the Bucks even more of a league pass all-star type of team, where you'd flip through it and you'd be like, is Giannis running the offense? Does anybody know he's running the offense? But he has these. I mean, they also have Thon Maker, which is super exciting as well. The only man that averaged 10 points in 10 fouls in Summer League history. That wasn't his actual numbers, but he obviously has an ability to rebound the ball as well. So lengthwise, they have like 14 feet of human to play basketball with amongst just two of their players. But Giannis is who I kind of want to make this clip about because it's the first point guard who kind of looks like Magic Johnson. I just mean that by like height, status, like size, all that kind of stuff. And Andre, we and you have done in the past a positionless NBA clip. Have we moved towards a positionless league? This is just kind of confirming it. So Giannis is at the point guard position. What do you expect to see out of the Bucks this year? Is he the right point guard? Will this work, I guess, is the big question.
So I think it's very interesting. You know, we exchanged some emails about it earlier today. And, Giannis, to me, I think him moving to the point guard, I said it could be a franchise-changing or even a league-changing type move. Because, I mean, we've already seen copycats, right? We've already seen Ben Simmons drafted in Philadelphia with thoughts that he might move to become a new point guard. And, you said Giannis looks a bit like Magic. I was arguing that maybe he looks a little bit like LeBron. He can't score like LeBron, but he's got LeBron's size and athletic ability. And if he can handle the ball and set up the offense the way LeBron does from the small forward position, then, again, yes, it's positionless. It changes the way other teams have to approach them. It changes the way the Bucks can build their team. They can build their team with shooters, like Middleton. They don't have to worry about having a point guard that could handle the rock as opposed to maybe being a shooter. They could bring in, just scorers and play off of him. So I think that we saw some of him playing point guard last year, and fantasy-wise, it was gold. If you played DFS basketball, he was one of the best players to pick up down the stretch. But I think we'll see that success translate a bit more this year to the actual Bucks because it creates a mismatch. And a lot of what Golden State has done the last couple of years being so unbeatable was because they found a loophole, if you will. They found ways to get the benefits of having a defensive center out there while playing Draymond Green as more of a point guard, so it changed their whole offense and defense. And obviously Milwaukee is built a lot different than Golden State, but with a guy like Giannis, who's, like you said, dang near 7 foot of human, who's enough of an athletic phenomenon that he's called a freak. You have him playing point guard from the small forward position. It changes everything.
It really does. I think it's one of those things, like when I think of Giannis Antetokounmpo, when he dunks it, it reminds me of when Michael Jordan stretches out in Space Jam, except in like real life. And then two, if Giannis is playing point guard, then Muggsy Bogues should come back and play center. I'm just saying the dynamic would be so strange. It would flip the world on its head. The whole NBA would be flipped on its head if that was the case. But, I just don't know what to expect out of this. Because if the Bucks are taking gambles, I like it. High risk, high reward. If this does work out, and Giannis is capable of running the offense with his size, speed, athleticism, length, all that stuff, and Thon Maker at some point develops into that revolutionary rebounding talent, and Jabari Parker can come back and be fit and healthy, Chris Middleton becomes just a scorer or just a shooter in the league that is capable of hitting threes at an appropriate percentage to be a team, yeah, they also play in the Eastern Conference. So that absolutely helps their cause because there's, well, actually the Western Conference outside of, because of what happened with Durant, I guess you can say that the balance of power isn't necessarily, it's the Cavs and the Warriors and everybody else pretty much from the down. The Spurs can be thrown into that equation too, I guess. So there's some benefits to the Bucks. I'm curious what happens. In terms of where you kind of expect this to go, if it goes well, where do you think they finish this year? And if it's disastrous, where do you think they finish this year?
Yeah, I don't think the floor is disastrous unless there's injuries.
Right,
I think
that makes sense.
with the team that they have, with this experiment of Giannis playing point guard, I think worst case scenario, they're where they were last year. I think, they to me, they should be a playoff team in the East this year. And so I guess the best case scenario is maybe they could steal a 4 seed and then get a round at home. I don't think they're ready to contend. You mentioned Thon Maker. Interestingly, with both Giannis and Thon Maker, they're both Vegas Summer League All-Stars for me.
Yeah.
The last few years, been watching them. If you were to check out my blog, hoopslab.rotowire.com, you can see all of the write-ups that I did on them. And so Thon Maker, he's another one. Yes, he's 7 feet tall and he's athletic and all of those things. But one of the things that struck me when I watched him this year is that boy can shoot. I mean, he's got a nice jump shot. He's got form. I don't think he's necessarily ready to come in and be a star this year. I think he can contribute. But, I mean, to me, when I look at whether this is a success or not, it's a multi-year thing. And in a couple years, if you've got Thon Maker as an athletic 7-footer who can handle small ball lineups on the other team and can also knock down the three, given the Bucks' element of small ball in their offense. And then you've got another 7-footer out there who's athletic, and quick enough to guard, again, other team's small ball lineups. The Bucks could really be a mismatch because they could be almost old school height, having these really tall players out there, but still a new school team with a versatile offense, a team full of shooters and kind of taking advantage of Giannis as the point guard. So I think they're an interesting team. I don't think they're going to make championship noise this year, right, but if everything works right for them, they could be making, contending type noise in a few years.
How dare the NBA just believe that Russell Westbrook's going to be the only point guard in the league averaging a triple-double? Point Giannis,
exactly.
Point Oscar Robertson is coming out of nowhere, 2010 and 10. And Draymond Green. There's another clip in that. I want to do that next. Another time we can have you on, Andre, is why is it that Russell Westbrook is the only guy in the league right now that could average a triple-double when Draymond Green and someone like Point Giannis technically could do it as well? That will be an interesting talking point. So let us know if you want to see that clip next in the comment section below. Also let us know, Bucks fans, I know you're out there, given the fact that you wrote 400 comments over the past 2 months. Here you have it. Ask and you shall receive. Why don't you ever ask for more Knicks clips? Just saying. If you ask, I'll give you more Knicks clips. Maybe no one wants to talk about them. The only other super team in the league, besides the Golden State Warriors. My man, Derrick Rose. At Professor DRZ is where you can find Andre Snellings on Twitter. More importantly, check out the Hoops blog, the Hoops Lab blog. My God, I've been in the studio too long. Check out the Hoops Lab blog, RotoWire. I'm going to fucking lose it. Make sure to head over to hoopslab.rotowire.com to check out the Hoops Lab blog that Andre's been doing. Just recently, he was live blogging the Team USA basketball match, which was the timing couldn't have been better for that, to wrap this up, because I missed the first half and I just read Andre's blog and I knew everything that went on. And it was fantastic. There's also player evaluations, what to expect in the coming season. There's going to be a lot of fun articles, and sometimes he goes off the grid and talks about the most important thing in the world, and that is Game of Thrones. Like, favorite, subscribe to the channel if you please and will, and I need to stop talking before I lose my train of thought altogether. We'll see you next time.